We'll see if some other people come on here. And then we'll get started. Hey, Robert G. I I see you're on one of these. I'm not seeing you on the other one. So let me see here. That's kind of weird. Huh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hopefully we're not going to have that problem. I saw I had the circle of death there for a second. That's not a good sign. Uh, okay, we got 4 people in here. That's a start. And 1 like already. Good. I didn't like that circle of death I saw there for a second, but hopefully that was just a glitch. You never know on these Thursdays. I will tell you this, guys, that if we do have some sort of problem with the video today, I will probably just and then after that, I'll probably just say, you know what, I'll do it on another day because actually, I had a chance to go pick up some of that black locust, and I was tempted because it's they're going to pick it up at 1 o'clock this afternoon, so that's why I started a little bit early. I thought maybe I'd be able to go get some of that. That's good wood. Yeah, I'm hoping smooth live too. It's weird. Your phone, but it's not showing up on my computer. I'm going to get out of this and come back in and see if I can. On my computer, I'm not leaving you guys. My my screen here. Will come. There you go. Okay, it updated itself now. Okay, good. I think that was just a problem with my computer. So, hi Robert. Hi Jay. Welcome in. Hi Sherry. Folks, you guys that don't know, Sherry Jessmore used to be my neighbor across the street. She's a person, worked years with a lot of charities, um, and now she's retired, quote unquote, as we all are. Some of us are get to be work harder than we did when we were working. Um, but hi, Sherry, welcome in. I appreciate you coming to me. One of my things I'm going to do today, just so you can see here, this is. And when I was done, I wasn't really happy with it. One, because of these cracks right here, if you can see them, but I have these cracks right here. And I also wasn't really happy with the finish in a couple places. And I thought I could actually get a little bit more out of the bottom too. So even though I got this all finished off, I thought, well, this is a good learning piece. and it's a good reason for why I leave the mortise tenon on my bowls, because we're going to do a little bit of a training here as we go along. Get a few more people in here. Must be on your lunch break. I'm sure it's cold out there where you are at today. Foggy and cold. We had rain yesterday, and it decided to stick around as so. Okay, so what I got here is this is that piece I was trimming the other day, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this down, get underneath this crack, because I don't see that crack on the inside. I see a little bit of it there, but it may go all the way through, but I may be able to define it out a little bit less here, and then want to deal with this, and I just want to get a better finish on the outside of the bowl, so I'm willing to take off a little bit of it. As you see, I was kind of doing a little test run, but what I wanted to I've got you guys on here is I did a little video yesterday. It came out about jam chucks, and if you're not familiar with what a jam chuck is a piece of wood like this that you attach to a faceplate, and you can jam it into the wood, and it will hold it in place while you refin. They have a piece of you have a bowl with nothing on the bottom, like this one. Okay, so the only way to reattach this and refinish the outside, which I'm going to do with this one as well, is you have to have a faceplate of some sort that can go in here like this, and you attach it to the chuck, and that's how you attach it. Now, right now, this is attached to my chuck, so it has no problem. But let's just assume for a second that I wasn't attached to the chuck. One of the things I could do is I would grab one of these, the jam chucks. Now, obviously, this one is too small. This one is closer. Okay. This one is deep and really doesn't work. Okay. And then I have this one. And this one fits right inside the mouth. That qualifies as a jam chuck. Now, what we often do is we use some of this non-slip rubber padding in almost any store, and we put that on there, and that helps it also not slip. It holds it in place. As you can see, there it is. It's because I would attach my chuck to this, like this one, and I would flip this around, and I would have this jammed in, and I would work on it. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you, but that's kind of how a jam chuck works. And like I said, you can also see it on a little video I did, a little short video I put out yesterday. It's on the channel. But the other thing, of course, is if you have a mitered tenon, then you always have something to go back and attach to, even if it warps out a little bit. And I did one the other day where it was warped out a little. But we're going to, this is nice and tight. For no particular reason except a little bit of added safety, I'm going to go ahead and bring up the tailstock. It doesn't have to be in here, and we will be removing it later. But since there is a little bit of a wobble to this, and I noticed that when I was doing the inside of this bowl, it did not have a perfect fit. You can see it has a little bit of a wobble. Okay, so we're going to take this wobble out here. We're going to true up the outside. The inside actually is not wobbling. If you look at my finger here, it's not bouncing up and down. So the inside is true. The outside is not true in a sense. So we're going to true up the outside, smooth it out. Then we're going to do a little bit more on the inside, and then I can move on to another project. But that's kind of the plan here today. And if you would please hit that like button. It does help out the channel. Who else we got in here today? Oh, hey, Michael. Yeah, Ryan, are you going to do a live tonight? I know you were kind of burnt out the other night, but I don't know how you're feeling today. Oh, and Ryan, while you're on here, they're going to get that wood at 1 o'clock today, so you may not be able to get in on that unless there's some leftovers this weekend or something. But I'm going to try when I'm done here to see if I can still get over there and get some of the black locust also. So just let you know that. Let's turn this on. Now, I'm going to start by just removing some of this that we have. There. I'm going to pull out just a little bit there so you can see a little better. Okay. And I want to see that cracks are still there, but I think I can deal with them a little bit better here. Okay, let's do this. Kind of using this as a scraper in a sense. That is a pretty good little crack there, but that's a little smoother. Now, for this other part, I'm going to try this little gouge here. See if I can get a little bit better cut on that. Yeah. Just a little bit of a curve there. Okay. Now I can get a little bit more form out of that with a thin scraper here, I think. Small scraper. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Get a little bit of an angle there. Problem there. Come out. I got a little chatter there. Okay, let's see. Maybe. I'll use this little bitty thing here. No, 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 no. That's not gonna work. I'll have to use. I'll have to use this. Yeah, I hate to use these. This is what you just the right thing to use for this. I don't say I hate to use them. I just don't like to use carbides when a gouge will do. But in this particular case, with this particular wood, you use the tool that will do the best job, right? There we go. That's a nice clean cut, it looks like. That's much nicer. And then, well, since I got this here, I'll use this as my scraper for the moment. I'm going to go very slowly. Okay. Good. I think we smoothed that off. It looks a lot cleaner. What we got coming in here? Yeah, I know they use black locust for fences because they'll last for about 30 years when in contact with the ground, which is great. That's like we use redwood out here. Same thing. Yeah, send your address. Uh, Ryan, actually, they're going. One of the things Perry said he was going to do with that black locust is he's going to bring up. He's going to cut them into rounds, and he's going to bring them to the December 6th meeting, and he's going to give one to each of the members who want to be in the challenge to duplicate the turning that he does. So he's going to do a turning. He's going to give out the wood to people that want to duplicate his challenge. So I think that's pretty cool. We should look forward to that. But I will see if I can procure some of that black locust for us also. Yeah, I will try desperately. Okay, so that's called woodworkers networking with woodworkers, folks. That's what we do. And we use this negative rate scraper here to just get a little more refinement. And turn the speed up a little. And just refining this a little bit. And they'll be ready for sanding down and cleaning up. There we go. Great. That is pretty nice to the hand right now. Even though it has those cracks in it still, that feels pretty good. Okay. I'm going to get the old sander out here and see if we can't get this started. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers, and we have 30 left to go as of this morning. So if you have not subscribed, I'd really appreciate that. Help us get to that 2,000 mark. And also, if you just hit the like button, also that would be appreciated. Okay. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. That looks really good. And that little spot right there. And a little bit right in here. Okay, good. When you do it, really good job refining the cut with your chisels. You don't have to do much sanding, and that's kind of the goal here. I'm just going to do a light sanding. I'm going to kind of speed up some. You just want to give it a light sanding. We're not pressing at all. Okay, really nice. Yeah, that's much better than what we did before. Okay, and then we'll just do a final little bit of sanding here, and we should be done. I can make that defined shoulder there, and defined undercut here. So it looks really nice. Just a couple of places here where we have a little bit of nice. I'm not sure where this comes from, to be honest with you. I'm not sure where that comes from. One spot right there. Go back to my little grit. There's a little bit of not even end grain really. It's more like side end grain. For some reason it gives a dribble line. And I just don't like them. I like to have a nice smooth finish. That's a little better. Okay. There. Now we got a better shape on that bowl. I think we can move on. We'll take this, clean it off a little bit. Since I already did the linseed oil earlier, I don't think I'm going to, or tongue oil, I'm sorry, tongue oil earlier. I know there's a little bit on this right here. But I'm not going to do it tongue oil again because I think it's already gone into the wood pretty good. I think I'm just going to give it the wax finish for now, and we'll see how that comes out. Helps to have a lid on good when you're shaking this. I'm going to give it a little bit of a Howard's feed wax. Use that for years on pens and everything else that I turn. Pretty handy finish for a lot of different things. Right now I just want it to kind of suck in some of this, and it'll get a buffing later on. We'll buff it out, we'll put a little more paste wax on it and get a finish on it, but right now this is just going to preserve the wood and let it kind of nourish the wood a little bit. Wood likes this, it sucks it in, makes it happy. Okay, I'm going to turn the speed up on this a little bit. It is a friction polish of sorts. It's a conditioner and a friction polish, so we will friction polish this a little before we go on the inside. Okay, there we go. Has a nice glow to it. There. Right, so now you have to go inside. That means taking this out of the way. Set that down over here. Now making sure that my miter is still holding well. It seems to be. Okay, what I wanted to do on the inside of this, there, now you can hear me, hopefully hear me a little better. What I wanted to do here is go on the inside. I think I'm going to have to change these tool rests. That looks about right for now. It will probably change. So I need to take out a little bit more of this, down another quarter inch or so. I just wasn't happy with the way that it looked, so indulge me while I try and clean this out a little bit more. And I think I'm a little bit high on my rest. I'm gonna, there we go. See if that's a little bit better. Yeah, that should work. Whoa. Sorry, didn't mean to grab the insert right there. I'm also going to coat the wall just a little bit, just to clean that up just a little. So that's looking. Use the informal method of measuring. It's about, look at the center right about there, right about here. It means I'm right about there. So I mean, I can go down a little way still. Whoa, didn't want to do that. There we go. As I say, form and function are two things. You want to make sure that your form of your turning matches the functions of the bowl. This one has no function that I can speak of right now, so I just have to kind of form it as I think it will work best. But I am going to get in there with my scraper and scrape up along the sides here a little bit and smooth that out a little. See what that looks like. See, I'm getting that crack I got to be careful of because I want this to turn in half all of a sudden. And I think, yeah, we're getting pretty shallow on there. And we're much better on the bottom now. I think this is a much better bowl than it was prior. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of smooth this out a little. And with my smaller scraper. Okay. And we'll go with this. Make sure this is humped in the middle. A little bit of a hump there. Making sure the bottom is level or smooth is really tough sometimes. It's very easy to make rings in the bottom of your bowl. how smooth that came out. That feels pretty good. Okay, good. All right. So we've fixed all my errors from the other day. Well, not errors, I guess, just because I was kind of rushing through to show the turn. Now I can kind of go back and refine it a little bit. So should have my dust collector on. Okay, good. That's nice and even. Okay, that's good. All right. A little bit more inside here, and then we'll expand it. Okay, that looks good. I think this is going to be much smoother looking than it was prior. Over there. Now, okay. Now, we'll put a little of this in here. Rub it out. Sorry. Try and keep everything in the screen here if you can. Again, if you would please hit the like button, I'd appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed, that would be appreciated too. I'll let you know when we're doing lives. We do one every Thursday, but we also do them sometimes during the week, just as a little surprise. So there's what the bull's looking like now. Hope you can see that okay. Got some interesting little color and pattern in here. And buffing this up later. But I just wanted to get it a little better form, a little better depth. We're now very close to the bottom here. This is what was holding it on. That little thing right there. I'll go back and sand this down later. Put some finish and wax on that too. And we'll buff out the wax, and I think it will be a finished product. But let me know what you think. So that's one down. By the way, this is one that we were reworking the other day too. You notice it's got a concave bottom to it, so we were using the jam chuck to clean it up. And it's just a muddy finished walnut. The inside's actually prettier than the outside. I'm actually thinking of maybe chopping this down, cutting this off so it's a lower bowl so that you can see more of that pretty inside. What do you guys think? I'm kind of curious. That was my wife's idea. I don't know. I can't make this any brighter than it is. It's just the kind of finish that it does on this particular piece of walnut. But you see how if it was this side or the inside, it would look much prettier. But you go with what you got available. When I was turning the piece of wood, I wish I could have cut it with more of that side grain. What do you think? Thanks, George. Hi, Benjamin. Hi, Patrick. Is it Max? Let's see. It's we got George. Okay. Hi, everybody. Don't forget hit the like on the bottom. I appreciate that, George. Thank you very much. Hi, Buddha. Maureen. There's quite a few people in here. Great. Leave it as is. Okay, George. That's a good suggestion. I appreciate that. Please do hit the like button or subscribe if you can. We're trying to get to 2,000 today. We're really close. We're really close to that 2K. Only got 25 likes right now, so I'd appreciate a few more of those. But with 150 people in here, we should be able to get more than that. Anyway, we're going to be putting on our next piece is right here. And this is a piece of pear. I got to take this off. There we go. So not to slow you down at all, we're going to do this pear. And first thing we're going to have to do is establish a tenon so I can turn it. This will be the bottom eventually, and this will be the top. So I've got to get this on here. Now me just a second to get my tools set. I think I can leave the same tool rest on for now. I'm not going to bother it. This is a pretty small one. Don't like that. I can live with that for now. No, I don't. I think I'll do without this rest on this one. I'm not going to need that curve to do the inside of this, I don't think. No, I think we'll go back to the other rest. Changing rests is kind of a problem sometimes. It's a pain in the butt, but it's important that you have the appropriate tool. Now, see, now I can get a lot closer to that wood. I have to make room for the edge there. Okay, so I can get that close. Okay, good. You don't want your tool hanging out any more than it has to. And since I already got this one out, I'll just keep using this one. Okay, let's attack this a little bit and see what we can do. I'm going to cut in here. I can speed that up. There we go. And ride that bevel right across. Yeah, there's our first big piece that hit me. It was getting that first one. Once you get past that first one, see how fastly it starts to round out. So now we can kind of move the tool rest in, get to the bevel. And just that quickly, we've got a pretty much rounded bowl. Now obviously, that's going to be something. We're going to have to get a tenon on here and go up the sides here some. So I'm going to have to figure this out. I'm going to have to straighten this out a little bit. Give it a little curve here. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll flip this around to this side. Oops. There we go. There we are. I want to get as close as I can without it hitting the tool rest. There we go. All right. Get it up there, speed a little bit. Ah, see, I need to raise that up just a hair. Hope I didn't go too high. Yeah, I did just a little bit. All right, there's a really fine. If I was smart, I'd mark these with a pen so I'd know exactly where to put for the different tools. And I'm still not happy there. But I'm not that smart. I'm a little bit lazy sometimes. You can mark or index your tool rest if you're so inclined. Okay, I think we got a flat spot. Yeah, it's pretty flat. Okay. I'll straighten that out a little bit. We'll make a little bit of a decorative on the bottom, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Okay. This is a skew. Okay, that makes a nice smooth surface, and it is. Oh yeah, that's pretty flat. Okay. So now what we'll do, we'll establish where I'm going to put the tenon. Hopefully this is going to hold. Okay. Just want to get a general size in here. Yep, I'm just about perfect on that. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here with a right-handed skew. And I'm going to establish a little bit of a foot. Okay. There's a foot. looks good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to establish this foot, or this miter, just a little bit below that, so that I've got the entire force of all of the bowl will be pressing against, not just this little area. Okay. Now I got a little tear out right there. That does not make me happy. I don't like tear out because that indicates it won't hold the wood well. I'm going to have to go slightly bigger and see if I can't get a clean cut on there. Okay, that should do it. That should hold. Okay. All right, so we got that on. And appreciate more of those likes, guys. We're up to looks like 35 likes right now. And appreciate if we could get keep that going up. We've been here almost an hour at this point. And again, if you can subscribe, that'd even be better. We only needed 30 subscribers today to get us to 2,000. That's a nice round number. And we'd really appreciate doing that. You can be one of the people that gets us to that number. Unfortunately, we don't, wood turners don't take on a high volume of subscribers like they do when you're like reacting to songs and stuff like that. Those guys get thousands of subscribers in a matter of days a lot of times. Woodworkers, it takes a little while to get up there. But we are a smaller community, but we are a good community. We really like working with each other. If you haven't, you should check out 77 Rockets. Ryan does lives several times a week, and he's really trying to build his business up. He just hit 30K in subscribers, and made a beautiful bowl the other day out of paddock and zebra wood. That's just really stunning once he got it all finished. You should go take a look at that video. He's got a short and he's got a longer video, I think, of that. And I think it'd be worth your time to go take a see what he did with that. Well, it's really nice. And we've also got Michael here. In Scotland, he's a heck of a turner. And we got George. And we got Robert G. They all have websites too. Hey, Eduardo, Pistita, and Alexander. You guys are going to challenge my names today, huh? Hi, Adam and Dean. Welcome in. Where are some of you guys from? I don't recognize some of these names right up the top, so let us know where you guys are from. What part of the world are you watching from? What time of day is it? It's a little past 12:30 in the afternoon here on the west coast of California. You know, when I first started being a turner, one of the things I wondered was, where am I going to find wood? All the great wood is back in the Midwest and so forth, all those great trees they've got. Not realizing just how much wood we had all around me here that I wasn't even paying attention to. Because this area that I'm in is breadbasket to the world in a sense. We have everything from uh, orange and olives. We got tons of olive wood, walnuts, pistachio, almond, any kind of fruit trees you can imagine, peach and pear and all that, apple trees. Um, so there's a just a plethora of wood and fruit woods. Just a matter of kind of opening your eyes to some of it. Plus, there's all the wood that people use to decorate their homes. You know, they'll plant a tree that's maybe not native to the area, but looks really nice. And it might last 15 or 20 years before some beetles get to it or something. And then all of a sudden they need to cut it down, and guess what? You get that. We also get birch and beech and um, just all sorts of different woods. You just have to kind of be open to looking around and seeing where is all that wood. Okay, we got a pretty nice finish coming up on this now. I think I can give it one more scrape. And trying to speed up a little bit more. See if I can do one nice, very thin scraping. That's how little I was trying to take off of there. Just a little bit. There we go. We've got some bug holes. Nothing wrong with that. That's what killed this pear in the first place. So I'm not surprised. What we got here? Yeah, click the like button. I appreciate it. San Antonio, Texas. Cool. Beautiful area. We have a lot of friends in Texas, more over towards the coast a little bit, but yeah, been to Texas a few times, and it's very nice area. But you do get your storms. Now, San Antonio seems to avoid a lot of the storms that a lot of the other places like Houston and Galveston and places like that get. But you do get your share, even as I recall, even a little bit of snow from time to time. But San Antonio seems to avoid some of that. But boy, it does get hot. But so does it out here in California. So I guess we all have our things that we have to deal with. Okay, I'm going to sand this down. You're going to start to see what color starts to come out of this wood. Okay? Let's turn this up. Yeah, we got this right here. Start to get some of that. Oh, I always forget to turn my dust collector on. In fact, I just bought another air cleaner also. So I'm going to have two air cleaners in the shop plus the dust collector plus my vacuum. And it's probably still going to be dusty out here. I'll still have to wear a mask. Wood cleaning is a dirty business, so to speak. I don't know if my father-in-law is watching, but if he is, Bob, hi. Hi, Dad. And hope you're doing well today. He likes to watch at home. He's 90 plus years old, 90 and counting. He likes to watch me do the woodworking. And know he likes to be out in the shop doing it himself. So besides San Antonio, Texas, where are some of the rest of you from? I know I have some guys from Missouri and Mississippi, and I know there's at least one guy from Scotland watching, or at least listening in. I was working on 100 other things. I don't know. What else we got here? East Coast of Canada. That can get a little bit cool. I imagine your fall is already well set in at this point. Ours just kind of started yesterday a little bit. Temperatures dropped and we got a little rainstorm. Now we won't get any more rain probably for a month or two. That's the way it is out here in California sometimes. For us, Halloween is really weird. October 31st. Some Halloweens it's like 80, 85 degrees, and others it's like 40. You never know. It could be raining, it could be hot, sticky, it could be almost anything it wants to be. I'm just kind of giving this a good buffing here. I'm going to do a little brush work on that bark. I want to make sure we keep it, but I also want to make sure that it's smooth to the hand. We'll use my brush. Brush sanding pieces. We get in there and they clean it out. They smooth off the edges a little bit. Oh yeah, that makes a lot of difference. Let me reverse that for a second. A little reverse on there. All right, that feels a lot better. And I think that's good enough. I think we're gonna use the sand, we use our tongue oil on this. I want to make sure I dust this off pretty good first. A little detailed dust in there. Put that in there. Yeah. I want that getting in the way of things. Okay, good. So, I'm going to pour a little bit extra down into these holes. although I know it's probably going to come out. But let's see if this will do a little magic here. See what this looks like when we put the brush to it. Oh yeah, look at the rich color that comes out in that piece of wood. This pear, this ornamental pear is I think what they call it. Really, really looks pretty when you shine it up. If you saw the one we did a week ago, bigger piece, that really had some color to it. Now, this is going to be a little bit muddy at first, but it's just sucking all this in. But we'll go back and sand it down a little bit later on, and it will look really nice when we're finished. This is just kind of the introductory coat to get it, get some of this tongue oil down into the fibers of the wood, harden and strengthen the wood a little bit. There we go. And like I said, there's a little bit of a muddy look to it at first. What do you think there? You can see some of the colors come out. Look at that right there. That's what the rest of it will look out after I get it sanded just a little bit more. Hey, Gary, Bill, Lenny, Dirk, Leoncio, Bill, Maddie. Okay, guys. Well, I see the names up here, but I don't see many people communicating at the moment on the comments. So please feel free to get in on the comment section. Got 300 people in here. I'd like to see a lot more people. Now it's 2:48. Okay, I'd like to see a few more people in here commenting. That'd be great. Let us know where you're from, what you do, maybe why you're here. Okay, I'm going to, I got this on here. I'm going to go ahead and just spin this off just a little bit. You see almost none of that came off. It all got sucked into this wood. It's really thirsty, I guess is the word. That's okay. We just wanted to get it started. All right, we're going to turn this over and we're going to start turning out the wool. Now, let me get my drill. Set it in the reverse mode. Okay. Looks like all right. And unscrew it there. There we go. Perfect. That'll be ready for the next one. Oops. Get my chuck on here. And we'll fit this on. Yeah, it's a hair bigger than I like to make them, but I guess that's what I'm going to have to do in this case. Let's see how that's spinning. Pretty true. Good. Okay. I'll tighten it again. You don't want to over tighten. You don't want to put too much stress on the wood. That's how you end up with cracks, and how you end up with when there is stress on it, it breaks out. So we don't want to do that. So turn this in like so. Line ourselves up. Oops. I always do that. Okay. There we go. Line ourselves up. Bring it down. Everything's tight. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get this turned out. Let's bring it across the first. Yeah, that's not coming a little bit low. Well, raise it just a little bit. Yep, that's about right. See if I got it now. Yeah. Yeah, get some curls. I'm doing a little bit different grind. I'm using a different tool today. You notice I'm not using my Hurricane with the 50/50 grind. Thought I'd give a little different try here. Whoa, that wasn't good. Something grabbed. Ah, it broke out. Okay, well, I'm going to have to reattach this and do a new miter. So I'm not gonna finish that today, guys. I think I'll move on to a different one, just because I don't know. I don't want to. Listen, it's a nice little walnut bowl. I thought I said a pear. It's pear, walnut, pear bowl. Anyway, I want to go back to this one. And I almost had a place I could have made a miter here, but now I'm going to have to fix that. And I was worried about that with the rough spot in the wood. Would it tear? And that's exactly what it did. It tore right in here. It was a weak spot, and it happens. It happens. But it's repairable. It'll just take a little bit of time. So, meanwhile, I work from the city, from the outside, doing a little bit of. Oh, okay, great. Oh, Ohio. Hi, Jerry from Ohio. That's great. Hey, we hit 2,000 subs. That's great. Thank you, Robert. let's keep it going. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach another faceplate, and we'll do another piece. I think I'll have to drill a little hole there first, just to make sure I got the right spot. I like to be as centered as I can be. So, oops. Well, that doesn't help me. Don't drop it. You know, bending over to get things is not as easy when you get a little bit older. Okay, we're gonna go right there. We're gonna call that center. Don't know if it is or not, but that's what it is now. And this has a nice little screw in it, so it goes right into that hole. And we'll screw down and stay in place while there we go. While we drill in the rest of the bits. Whoa, that's hard wood. Okay. Well, it might need a drill bit first. Let's see. Let me try the smaller ones here first. Good, I can get that one in. I can bite. Sometimes these self-screwing bits don't bite, or they hit a hard spot or something, and just have a little bit of trouble getting in there. There we go. And one last one here. And that should hold it. I don't think I'm going to need to go with 8 screws in there. I think we can do it with 4. All right, we'll take the chuck off now. And we'll put this on. And you're going to ask me what kind of wood this is, and I'm going to tell you I do not exactly remember. I honestly don't. I for some reason it's not marked. It may have been given to me as a piece. I'm not sure, but I don't specifically know. Wow, we are a little off there. That's okay. Well, that's because this has a thing on. Okay, so I do not know what it is. So we'll find out together. I know it had a rather thin bark on it, so I'm assuming, and it's got a little bit of reddishness to it. That's the only thing I recall in this. almost look like a piece of cypress. Like that is what I was trying, but this is much older. So it could be a piece of cypress that was given to me a while back. It's possible. It does have a lot of same characteristics. Speed up a little bit. There. I'm getting it a little bit more into shape. Not all the way there, but it's starting. Sometimes when somebody gives you a piece of wood, you don't have a choice of how it's cut. And realistically, you don't want it to be any longer than it is wide, because you're going to be making a circle out of this. You got to make, or some sort of a circle out of it. Generally speaking, you're going to lose all that wood anyway. What do you think here? Yeah, it's starting to get round now. Just a quick tip here, a couple ways to approach when you have a big piece like this and it's not smooth out at the time. One is to always come from the bottom and work your way up this way using this bevel. Kind of go up the wood and you'll come at an angle so you're not grabbing it. It's not going to be grabbing and banging it. The other one is present your wood with the heel and drop down until it starts to make contact. See, that's just the heel, not making it cutting. Now it's starting to cut. Okay? So I'm going to present it at this high angle. There's less chance that it's going to grab. And I want to be as close as I can be with this when I'm doing this. Okay? And the other thing is you want to be coming up like this at the wood. So I'm going to present it. There's about where I'm at. If I get too far down, it's going to get grabby. So I want to stay at a high angle. Kind of go like this. I can turn it just a little bit too. The face is facing uphill. As I cut. Okay, I think we can speed this up a little bit more now. Yeah, we're getting there. Let's speed this up a little bit. I know I'm not talking much right now. I apologize. I'm not talking much at the moment. I was kind of concentrating on this wood and kind of reading it and trying to see what I can see is coming out of it. But it's very pretty now. It's obviously not cypress. It's kind of like pine, but it's not pine. It could be sycamore. Could very well be piece of sycamore. No, doesn't really matter what kind of wood it is, as much as we can define what it's going to look like, right? I think we're about due for a sharpening here. This is just about out of sharpening here. I'll switch to another tool. Save us a little time. There we go. You see the difference between a sharp tool and a dull tool? And I knew it was getting dull. I'd used it on 2 other projects already. Okay. We have now achieved round. We also achieved cracks. We've achieved round. We're going to have to deal with those cracks because they are not going to go away readily, and I don't want to have any big issues when we get down later. Still, Interesting piece of wood so far. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little glue in there right now. Give my head just a little bit of a break from this. And we'll clean that up and then we'll go on. So I'm going to do a little bit of both here. Going to give it a little bit of thin super glue to get down in there. There you go, guys. Drink up. Lots of glue. Okay. I'll let that soak in. I'll hit it with a little bit of spray. All right. And we'll turn it around. We'll do the other side here. It does have a little bit of a kind of a look like pine in a sense. This is the way pine cracks. Oh, look at the smoke coming up from that. Okay. A little chemical interaction going on. And that's all of that. Spray this. Ugh. Guess you could have an interaction like this also with using baking soda. Or I think it is baking soda or baking powder. I can't remember. I think it was baking soda and glue. Gonna let that sit for just a second. Looks like I'll be here for a while, possibly. I don't think I'm going to be here a long, long time, but we will see. I'm going to see what I can do getting that cleaned up. I had just a little bit of wood glue over the top of that just for now. It's not really necessary, but I like to fill in the gaps a little bit. Makes the turning a little cleaner when I get to turning again. There we go. And I'll take some of this finer stuff, put it on there. Let those kind of fill in the holes for now. And everybody will be happy. So I got to work on this bottom section here and get that cleaned up. We'll do that next. Okay. That's all clear. And just a little bit. There we go. Let's see how it comes out. It's pretty flat. A couple little high spots, but it's pretty flat. So I will take this and, oh, sorry, wrong one. Wrong one. One of the pieces that flew up and hit me earlier, by the way. Well, I think I'm going to be removing that too. I think I'm going to, yeah. I just don't like having that little bit there. I think it's not going to help. I know this is where a lot of people would say, well, gee, this is where you could just make an outside tenon. But I really like the Morse tenons better. For a number of reasons that I've indicated earlier, like being able to refinish something later, as an example. Okay. Now I will align that bottom. And we got that little bit there to tear out. Okay. I do not like tear out. It gives me an indication of the type of wood I'm dealing with. Tear out generally means I don't have a strong place to be holding the wood. But that is nice and flat. I don't know if you can see that from where you're at, but that's really a flat spot. Anyway, so nice and flat bottom. Going to do a small tenon, which I'm going to start with this. Yeah. Okay. So I'm coming here. Make it smaller. Put it in. This will open up just about right. I'm just going to make this. I'm going to make this just a little bit deeper because I do not trust this wood, quite honestly. Deeper than I normally do. Just to satisfy my whimsy, if you will. Yeah, I think that will be a good enough mortise for it. Pardon me a second. Okay, got that. Go back to the outside here and I'm going to need to use a different scraper on this. Get a little more aggressive. Yeah. Another reason I'm being a little quiet here is I am a type 2 diabetic and I'm feeling myself getting kind of low on sugar here. As any of you know that are diabetics, that's not always a good thing. So very possible I might have to cut this a little bit short today. We'll take care of that, but we'll see. I'm going to try and power through as best I can up to this point. Hi, CM Wheeler, Mir, Jose, Steiner, Octo, Gvads. I guess that's how you pronounce that. But hello, all of you, and welcome in. I know there's 200 of you watching. Please hit the like button or subscribe if you can. We'd like to get you in here. We think we just hit 2,000 today. 2,000 subscribers to the channel. I'm going to turn this up to mock Jesus a little bit. See if we can't get a little bit better edge on this. I'm going to do a very light cut on here. And I'm watching up here as I'm turning down here, so I can see the profile. See if that's the profile that I want, if there's anything I need to take out of it, or any little humps or anything. All this is doing is picking up any little stray pieces that aren't quite in line. Right in here, where it's rough, of course. That's also where there's a dip in the wood. That's where you get the bouncing. Okay, let's see how we got. Of course, we got these two that's creating some of the bounce. Those cracks will always create some of the bounce. And then we have this gap that's coming around, and all of a sudden there's nothing there, and there's something, and there's nothing, and there's nothing. So that always creates a little bit of an issue. This end grain. Okay, well, let's see if we can't sand this out. I'm not sure how we'll do on it, but we'll give it a try. Let's finish up on about 1,300. Of course, the bottom will like it because that's end grain. Turn this on. Very slowly process. Out of low. Problem is the side grain. We'll have little fluffs come out. Little grooves. We'll try and take those out. And it's always hard on end grain. No matter how much you sand it, once you have little tube endings coming out. Well, here's the other one. Get some right here. Pull that out as well. Sometimes we can stand it out. Sometimes it's just what it is. The more I look at this wood, the more I think it might. We took down about a year or so ago. The neighbor's yard. May very well be this. So pitted, it's hard to get it to stop pitting. It goes through. If you eliminate one pit, but you create another pit sometimes. You're giving it a lot of attention. You can get a huge smoke to get out of there. Right here is another part. All right, well, that's about as good as I can get on that part. I'm going to have to go to the next. Unit. I got these most fun pieces of wood to be returned. And it's beautiful. And that's just what it is. Sometimes it's whatever piece of wood you get. That's what you get. You got to try and make something out of it. Yeah, that's where we're at on this. Since the other piece broke on us, this is what we're stuck with. Okay, I'm going to bottom here a little bit. Pop. Okay. And we're going to see what happens when we put a little bit of finish on this. Right now just to kind of eyeball it and see where we're at. Kind of see where we're at. Thing always brings out the color, doesn't it? Good color and a little shine. It's kind of interesting. Okay. So this this piece is not the most interesting piece I've ever turned, but it does have a little bit of color to it. Right there, it kind of looks like pine or white oak, but the rest of this doesn't really scream pine, and it doesn't quite turn like pine. It curls up. Pine doesn't usually curl for you. So I'm thinking this probably is a piece of elm. This tung oil I mixed with the lemon I guess it's called. It does have that nice lemon peel smell to it. But it's kind of nice. Let that kind of spin a little bit. There. It's looking a little more interesting already, isn't it? Just having that first coat on there. Just outside of Charleston. Oop. Ah, see, we're kind of losing our signal a little bit here and there, guys. Or at least I was here. Michael Kenny, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Welcome to everybody else that's in here. Guys, I think because it's starting to get a little sketchy on the internet part of this because I see the circle of death a couple times. I think we're going to, and the fact that my diabetes is starting to kick in this afternoon. I didn't have any lunch, so I think I'm going to call it a day on this right now. But I promise to bring you back for another live. If you're subscribed, you'll know about it. It'll notify you. And probably, I'm not sure if it'll be the Friday or Saturday, but I'll try and do a live in the next couple. And we'll complete this, and we will fix this, which started off kind of interesting. Don't know. It's a pear, and I don't know if we'll be able to fix it completely or not. But I will give it my best try. I may be able to get the faceplate back on here and make a new bottom, and that might be what I have to do. But we'll figure that out. But I just wanted to let you know that I will come back and complete these with you guys, so you get a chance to see how they end up. This is kind of looking kind of nice once I put a little bit of a finish on there, and it's just drying. It's not it's not the final finish or anything like that. But I wanted to let it really set in. I think it'll strengthen this wood pretty good. So I think it's a good place for me to stop right now. I really appreciate you all being here today. I really appreciate the fact that we got to 2,000. Robert, you've been great. I really appreciate you helping out today, and Michael and everybody else who stopped in, because it's hard to do this without some people behind you kind of talking to the crowd when you're not able to and all that. But really appreciate it. And guys, sorry for those of you that came in kind of late here because we've been on for a couple of hours now, since 11:30, 12:30. Yeah, we've been on for over 2 hours. So I'm going to call it a day, and really appreciate you all being here. We'll talk to you real soon, probably in the next couple of days. Thank you.